Welcome back to WIS News Primetime. We are inching closer and closer to the summer season, and with that comes more chances to get outside and soak up the sun.
The Riverbanks Zoo, in partnership with Wingard's Market, are getting ready to host the Guru of Gardening for Wildlife with Native Plants, featuring award-winning author Dr. Doug Tallamy. And here to tell us more about what you can expect is Zach Steinhauser. Zach, thank you so much for being with here today. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me on today.
That's right. Gardening gurus.
Yes, we all have heard of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Right.
We all have heard of Jane Goodall, the chimp lady. This gentleman we are bringing to town tomorrow night, his name is Dr. Doug Tallamy, and he is the guru of native plant gardening. And so he has written a handful of books and just broken down very complex research into very easy, digestible means to be able to just garden in your garden and attract wildlife through that process.
I love that. So then people coming out tomorrow, what can they expect? What is that experience going to be like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be at the Botanical Garden, and gates open at 6. You're going to be able to wander around. And we're also going to have just some drinks and refreshments. But once we get started, Doug's going to talk about his research, and he is an entomologist by trade, so he studies bugs for a living, and he teaches at the University of Delaware. And he cracked the code in terms of gardening for birds. And a lot of his research came from studying just the decline in birds and insects and just not seeing much wildlife in our urban, suburban areas. And he was trying to figure that out, and he came to find out that a lot of that had to do with the absence of native plants. A lot of gardeners like to bring in plants that aren't from South Carolina, aren't from North America even. And the problem with that is that the insects that rely on those native plants aren't able to utilize those resources. So they have to go somewhere else. They just disappear, and the whole suburban landscape just becomes a desert. So everything that relies on those insects also follows the bugs.
Wow.
So
it all kind of plays into each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think, when it comes to gardening, sometimes people can get a little intimidated by it. They may not know necessarily what they're doing, but this looks like it's a good opportunity for them to realize pretty much anyone with a couple of simple steps can make a place that's perfect for animals.
Oh, absolutely. And so all of this gardening and these practices with native plants, it boils down to conservation. Now, people hear that term, they think lions and tigers halfway around the world, or topics or issues that are so far out of their control. But just by putting native plants back into your garden, bringing those insects to your yard, you are inadvertently attracting the birds, you're attracting the lizards. And this time of year, as we have bird migration going on, thousands of birds, hundreds of species are moving from South America all the way up into North America, going up all the way to the Arctic Circle even. And they need food on the way. If you've ever been on a road trip, you've had to stop off on the interstate, grab some McDonald's or something, and then keep on going. And it serves the same purpose. And by creating these insect havens, you're also creating these havens and sanctuaries for birds and other wildlife that depend on them.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of my backyard as a quick trip.
I know.
But there it is.
Maybe now you should and start taking these tips as well.
Yeah.
But I like what you said, that Dr. Tallamy takes this really complex idea and really simplifies it so everybody can do it and everybody can start a garden. Kind of what are your tips? Like if people are a little interested in just kind of getting started, for somebody like me who has no experience, what would you say to me?
I'd say when getting started with native plant gardening and wanting to bring birds to your yard, start with plants that hummingbirds like, because everybody likes hummingbirds. It's this tiny little bird that flaps its wings really fast, and it's got a great red throat to it, and there are plenty of plants out there that you can put in your backyard that hummingbirds are going to come to. And then you can step it up a notch. And we've all heard about monarch butterflies and how they move through our areas, and they require this plant called milkweed. And so that's your next step. You can just plant milkweed in your backyard. And then once you see the monarchs come and they lay their eggs and you see the caterpillars eating the milkweed, then you're starting to see those ecosystem services come back into play. And then you could step it up even more. You could buy a bunch of milkweed or a bunch of hummingbird plants, or you could buy a bunch of plants that bees like to pollinate, for instance. And then you just create this own tiny little ecosystem in your backyard. So
I love that.
That's great. And I think especially when you think of subdivisions or, places where homes have just kind of gone up, making a garden is almost kind of like a necessity, because otherwise it's just a backyard. You know, there's nothing there. To your point, it could quickly become a desert in some ways.
Exactly. And so in today's world and younger generations, they're just getting so far removed from just being able to get outside and experience nature. And so here's an opportunity for parents or kids even to just be able to bring nature to their backyard.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you sharing this with us. We can actually pull the details right there up on our screen. It's tomorrow, Thursday. Gates open at 6 p.m. The presentation at 7. Scan that QR code to purchase tickets. All the details are, of course, up on our website, wistv.com. But thank you for being in here with us tonight and sharing this wonderful information. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. All right.